someone you are. With someone you are.
Yo. What the hell is going on, everybody? I'm back with another stream. I hope you guys have been enjoying all the videos. We're cooking. I'm not gonna lie. We're cooking low key right now with the content. Your boy's been putting in that fucking trabajo. You know what I'm saying, dude? Been putting in that fucking work. How many do we got here? I think we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is our 8th stream in the month of March. I think that's pretty good. And we still got a couple more coming. So I've been doing my best to stick to the routine. You know what helps me stick to the routine is not travel every fucking other week, which it always seems to be like I'm doing over the last few years. I've been traveling so much. It's been amazing. I've seen some great places. I've met some great people. I've done some cool stuff. But sometimes you just want to be at home and you want to grind. And, dude, it's felt so good to just be hanging out at home and just fucking grinding, bro. Taking some trades, getting into my routine at the gym. I've been doing my 10,000 steps. I've been working out every single other day. So A day, day off, B day, day off, A day, back, forth. Eating good, feeling good. It's awesome, dude. So real happy, and I hope you guys are enjoying, a little bit more of a routine main, because a routine can be hard to keep. Something that people don't tell you about trading or being self-employed is when you don't have structure that you get from a regular job, you have to create that structure yourself, right? So if you've got a regular job, you know, you've got to be at the office at a certain time. You eat your lunch while you're there. Maybe you hit the gym after work. And like a big part of your day is done for you. It's figured out. You know what you're doing. You get into work, you know what you got to get done. In other disciplines, whether it be trading or any sort of self-employment where you're kind of your own boss, you have to create that structure and that routine and stick to it. And it is so, so, so important, right? It's so, so, so important. So yeah, if you feel like you're struggling, right? Like your trading's like struggling, your fucking health, whatever. One of the best things you can do is create a routine for yourself. Start going to bed at the same time every night, waking up at the same time, right? Have times where you're doing work, where you're exercising, where you're eating, where you're taking some time for yourself. Try and build yourself out a little structure. And I think it's gonna help you. Bro, the Saratoga water guy, what's his name? Ashton fucking Hall. That fucking big galoot. Dude, the funniest thing for me is he just gets like all fucking, it's like, he does this entire video like this is the morning routine. And it's like, bro, it's like you woke up at 3. It's now like 9 a.m. and you've accomplished almost nothing. Like, yeah, you went to the gym, sure. Like you got your workout in. That's great. But from fucking 3:50 a.m. to like 11 a.m., all you managed to do was a bunch of bullshit and like exercise and write in your journal. And then 4 minutes, he's diving in the pool. Fucking diving in the pool at 7:36. At 7:40, he hasn't hit the water yet. Albeit, it's hilarious because you've got to like, when you, as someone who makes a little bit of content, not like that, but like the idea of like recording himself doing some of this stuff, like he's like going, setting up the camera, doing something, going back, getting the camera, moving it, doing it. Like, it's just kind of funny, man. Anyways, and he looks hilarious, fucking all jacked as hell, sprinting through a fucking parking lot. Anyways, I love you too, bro. So I hope everyone's doing good, man. Markets are up. Markets are pumping. You know what would be even better than the markets pumping? Would be if your boy Trader Main told you to long. That'd be pretty sweet. Oh, wait. He did. He fucking did, didn't he? Didn't he? I did tell you to long. I actually have posted 2 longs for you guys over the past 2 weeks, both of which have giga printed on the timeline, fucking for free. Stop, entry, target. The whole fucking shebang, right? So I hope you guys made a little bit of money because I think there's a lot of optimism, as I said in the title of this video, returning to the timeline. A lot of people are talking a little bit bullish now. The fucking bulls, they're coming out of their fucking hidey holes and they're saying, hey, the number's going up. It's time for me to get on the timeline and lie to everyone as if I was long the bottom and not just 2 weeks ago I was fucking shitting my pants thinking it was over. Right? But the real ones, the motherfuckers in this stream, they know what the fuck was going on. They know your boy was telling you to get long near the lows. Okay? So I don't want to hear from all these other guys who are like, oh, dude, I bought everything, by the way. I know price is up 20% from the low, but I long the Pico low. Where's the receipts, motherfucker? Where's the proof? Show me the pudding. Because the proof is in the pudding, as they say. Anyways, it's Ansem coded. This is actually not Ansem coded because he did post long setups. It's just no one pays attention to his actual charts. Anyways, I want people to remember, okay, what's going on globally in the macro and within the charts, because right now, right, and over the next little bit, there's going to be the potential, because if we do end up trading lower again, right, like, I don't know if this is it, right? And then we go down. I don't know if we go up to here and then go down. I don't know. Maybe we go back to all-time high. I don't know, right? I don't know yet. I'm only trying to get one move at a time. That's why I always tell you guys. And we got the last 2 moves right. You're making money. Who cares after that, right? Now, what you have to be careful of, though, is when the trend is very much clearly down, because it still is, okay, on the higher time frames. Once price starts pumping and approaching resistance at the same, it's like a fucking, as price approaches resistance, I'm doing another fucking chart. So this is gonna be price, okay, and this is gonna be retards on Twitter, okay. So on your one axis here, we have the price of the coins. On the other axis here, this is very scientific. We have retards on Twitter, okay? Now, as price gets towards resistance, the noise level of the retards, it also increases. There is a positive correlation between these two things, okay? So as price goes higher and we approach resistance, the louder the retards get. They're on that fucking little short bus, you know, and the price is down, right? Price is down here. They're on the short bus and they're just sitting there fucking looking at their shoes, you know, just fucking all quiet. But then price starts going up and that short bus starts popping off. They're in there. They're like, nee! They're screaming. And I don't know where I'm going with this, but they're screaming and they're fucking eating their fucking lunch too soon. And they're fucking throwing shit. And I don't know. They're fucking screaming. They're just getting hyped. And they're fucking turning up on that bus. Okay. So the sound effect was probably not necessary, but they're getting hyped up and you already see it today. Okay, so the main two things that I want you guys to be aware of is, one, we want to be getting loud, fucking representing, most importantly, getting positioned here. I don't want to be longing when every fucking Tom, Dick, and Sally who's been telling you to long the entire way down is telling you now it's time to, the bull run's back. Like, I want to be early, right? I want to be early. I don't want to be doing it when everyone else is doing it, okay? I want to be cautious when everyone starts getting loud and retarded, okay? So that's the one thing I want you to remember. We want to get positioned early. Secondly, I want you to pay attention to the accounts, okay, that seem to get loudest as we're coming into resistance or we're coming into support, and like they're wrong, they're late, because you need to prune and trim your timeline. I'm not saying you can't follow bulls. Perma bulls are some of the best people to follow in a bull run because they're going to be so delusionally bullish. It's sometimes that little bit of confidence that you need that, dude, we're going higher. But when the trend changes, these people struggle to change with it. And so when we're in a downtrend, every fucking bounce, these guys are going to tell you the bottom is in and that they're long and they bought the dip. It's like, dude, stop lying. You told me to buy the dip on whiff at $4. It's now 55 cents. I'm fucking living in a cardboard box outside, right? Like, with what money? Okay, I fucking sold my food stamps just so I could buy the dip one more time, and now it's down 99.9%, okay? So it's important because with Twitter, there's good information, right? But there's also a lot of shitty information. And in moments like this, it's a really good opportunity for you to prune and say, okay, well, who actually knows what the fuck they're talking about and who doesn't? And you can curate your feed a little bit better. Anyways, so what do you guys want to know? I'm happy to. Do you want me to explain the setup that we took, or do you want me to just talk about where you think I go from here? What's up, Treeborn Frog? How you doing, man? Big Bear. Kaigi, Main El Cuyo. I don't know what that means. I hope it's not a bad word. Okay. Can we do Monday's range? So actually, great fucking question. We have a new Monday's range. Right? So look at that. Monday's range has now printed again. So you can absolutely look to take a trade on Monday's range. Now, what I really like about Monday's low here is right below it, there's this fair value gap. Okay? And there also happens to be a CME gap right here because we pumped on the weekend. So if you go over to the CME chart, you can see, look at that, CME gap right below Monday's low. So if you didn't already get long and you wanted to long, I think a really good setup would be closing the CME gap and then a reclaim of Monday's low up into Monday's high and then potentially up into the yearly open. The monthly open on this is a little bugged because that's not actually the monthly open because it happened on a weekend. Anyways. So that would be a great setup. So yes, you absolutely could take a Monday's range trade here if it presents itself. Conversely, okay, Monday's range can also play out the other direction. We could take out this high tomorrow, close back in here, and then our target becomes Monday's low and the closure of that CME gap. So in terms of day trades that I'm looking for this week, those would be the two. A fade above Monday's high, target the low and the CME gap, and then I'd probably look to long, to be honest, because I'm hoping that this structure continues up, or a move down to start the week, low of the week early, run Monday's low, fill the CME gap, target the high, and then if that happens, I'll end up targeting probably up into the yearly open. Now, one of the funniest things is I always do these streams, right? And then I post stuff on Telegram and shit. And then when it works out, right, I'll post it. And then when someone will fucking tell me it's not gonna work, and then it works out, and then I get a fucking dunk on them on the timeline. So I'll probably do something similar. If I take one of these trades, I'm gonna post about it, and we'll see if I can go 3 for 3. So I posted 2 trades on Twitter with my stop and my entry and my target in advance. No hindsight, no bullshit, and I'm 2 for 2. You remember our little retard chart up here? Go look at the comments on some of those posts. Some of those retards exist in those posts, right? And they'll be telling me that I'm wrong, and then my trade will play out, and then they'll act like they took the same trade. So this is kind of my plan. It's pretty straightforward. I think it's a pretty good plan, to be honest with you, not just because I came up with it, but because there's a lot of confluences here. Because not only do we have the CME gap here, we have this fair value gap, we have the monthly open, and we have Monday's low. So to me, there's a lot of confluence to this area getting tagged. The question is, what happens first? Do we take out the high and then run it? Or do we go to it first? Either way, there's at least one trade, potentially 2 here. If we take out the high first, it's a short into a long. If we take out the low first, it's just a long, and I'm targeting higher. Who's doing it like that? Nice and easy. Maine, what do you think about the 3 drives possibility below 80K next? Possible for sure. So there's a world where, this is topping here, or maybe we push up a little bit more, and then we top, and we get some sort of 3rd drive down here. Sure, it's possible. I talked about that previously, right? I talked about if we come down here, there's 2 setups, right? There's the long here with your stop here, or if it fades below this low, right? There's a setup on the reclaim, and this is the same thing, 3 drives. So something I'm watching. If we get down there, sure. But I'm day trading right now. I'm not swing trading. I'm not predicting all-time high. I'm not predicting new lows. I'm looking at the 12-hour chart, and I'm just day trading, right? Like the money that we made, that I made with you guys, came from 2 trades. Each of those trades paid over 3R. Okay? And they had basically 0 drawdown. So if your 1R is 10K, both of those trades take you're up fucking 30K per trade. You're up 60K. If your R is 1K, right? You're up 6 grand on 2 trades. And all I took trades were from here to here and from here to here. That's it. I'm not doing any sort of crazy shit here. Super basic. And I always talk about this. I already mentioned it in this video. I'm just trying to go one move at a time. So even though I talked about, okay, well, we could do this, then this, and then maybe we go back down, right? Great. This looks really nice. But at the end of the day, I want to make money. So the first thing I'm doing is trying to predict where the next move is going to occur. I think it either happens here or here. Once that happens, I'm just trying to get in a trade. If this goes up to here and then ends up doing this, and I drew this out perfectly, but I didn't take a long from here and a short from here, I'm nothing more than just a fucking chart artist, right? I'm not a trader. So I'm trying to make some fucking money. I'm trying to get a little bit of cheddar cheese. And to do that, you only need to be able to guess or try and enter and predict one move at a time. So I know it's fun to make these predictions. I memed everyone on Twitter today. People are so funny. I'm like, I've never, ever seen anyone post this fractal. Not a single person has ever posted the fractal with what's going on here. Like, I haven't seen one. Where the fuck is the fucking candles? Bro. I'm like, no one's ever done this, dude. I must be the first person ever to notice this, bro. And then immediately everyone's like, I did it. I fucking did it. Here's my fucking tweet. That's the entire joke. Is like, people will post shit like this and be like, fucking, remember the macaroni picture? They come home from school. Their fucking dad, blue collar guy, he just finished a fucking 48-hour shift with no breaks at the fucking widget factory. His face is just black with soot. And he's just fucking exhausted. He gets home and he's just like, dude, I just want to sit in my fucking lazy boy. I want to have a beer and I want to fucking watch the TV. And then his kid comes home and he's got his little macaroni picture and he's like, good, Dad, look what I did. And the dad is like, oh, that's so great, son. But in the back of his mind, he wishes that his son wasn't such a gay little fucking chart artist. He wishes his son was a real trader and was going to come home and show him some fucking dollar bills. But that's what this is to me, right? That was kind of the inspiration for my shit post. Okay. Is that like, there's so many people who are like, dude, this looks like this. So I'm going to post it. And if it plays out, I'm going to retweet it and I'm going to get a bunch of likes and I'm going to look like a fucking genius. And if it does play out, fucking awesome, bro. But what's way more important is if you knew that this is what was going to happen, or at least that's what you predicted, did you short here? Did you long here? Did you long here? Did you short here? Like, did you trade the move or did you just draw? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, doing this, like, you're effectively just, like, you're drawing. Like, you want a coloring book? You want me to get you a nice little coloring book and you can draw on your little charts in your little coloring book? Because that's essentially what you're doing if you don't trade it. And an unbelievable amount of people on the internet, on Twitter, are just are glorified fucking drawers. Like, they're chart artists. They're just drawing. So I'm trying to think of a fucking great word here. No, elucidate doesn't make sense. What I'm trying to impress upon you is that don't worry so much about the fucking 1, 2, look at this, fucking 5 moves here. Like, if this is what's going to happen, okay, I want to make sure I'm shorting from here to here. How can I get into that trade? And then once that trade happens, okay, I think it's going to go up now. How do I get long from here back up to here? One move at a time. Okay? I don't know what I'm on today. I think I'm just in a good mood. But I'm feeling like my fucking special brand of fucking autism is firing on all cylinders right now. I'm going to get funded this week. Hell yeah. My 100K account is down to 95.5K. Should I just buy another one? Shit, dude, you should buy 5 more. You should buy 5 more. You guys want to see something sick, bro? It's pretty cool. Look at that. Does that help? No. Just got this in the mail today. #1 crypto prop firm of the year. Most popular. Not bad for a brand new business, huh? Pretty proud of that, I must say. I am glowing. Dude, my skincare has been... Oh, my wife is going to be so hyped to hear that. I've been doing this ever since we went to fucking Korea, bro. Ever since we went to Korea, man, she's got me on this fucking skincare. Because you go to Korea, dude, and those people's skin is like fucking porcelain. It's like fucking porcelain, bro. I'm sending her this. She's going to be hyped because she's been fucking yelling at me nonstop to fucking wash my face. Because, you know, I'm a man, right? I'm a man. And so I used to just fucking put cold water on my face. But yeah, I've been just doing the Korean skincare, man. Cool. So I think 80, you're so hot. No, you're hot, bro. Stop. Dude, their skincare, every corner. Oh, it means the neck. El cuello means the neck. Hell yeah. Every corner has a fucking skincare store. It's crazy, dude. Yeah, banana peel on face is exactly what you need. And what did Ansem say? He wants like chicks to squirt on his face, which is basically just pee. Ansem's like, bro, you need chicks to pee on your face. I got some questions for my boy. Next time I see him, I gotta be like, all right, so you want chicks to piss on your face and you drink your own semen. Bro's drinking his own cum. He's licking his own cum off of a woman. That's crazy talk. This fucking stream has gone way beyond PG. We're in the rated R's. Okay, anyway, so plan for Bitcoin, guys, pretty straightforward. If you watched the last stream, if you follow on Twitter, right, this setup was fucking chef's kiss, right? Sweep, breaker, market structure break. You could have just taken the retest alone, but if you wanted to refine it, you could pull your fib, or you could have used this H12 sweep, which also gave a low time frame trigger as well. So it was all there. I laid it all out within Telegram last stream. We literally covered the exact setup. And if you took the H12, H1, I mean, this thing printed heavily, dude. Printed heavily here. So you have your entry there. Your stop would have been below the sweep. I mean, that's over 5R. I mean, obviously, maybe you don't ride it all the way, but like 4R at least if you took this thing. Absolutely gave you the 2R. That barely required a move. And off to the races, right? So really nice setup there. Looks really good. Really happy with that, how it played out. And now we're watching Monday's range. So those are the two setups I'm going to be looking for next. I have a good feeling here that we come and fill this CME gap. Whether that happens before or after we take the high is the question. But if we get above here and fail, I'll short it, target here, and then I'll look for a reclaim to long. But if we start the week down, I'll look to long a reclaim of Monday's low. It's that simple. I'm going to post it again on Twitter and Telegram. And if you want even more detail and more hand-holding, join the Haven, and I'll not only will I give you the setup, I'll come to your house and I'll fucking enter the trade for you. by force. I come over there and I grab, you know that fucking scene in Ghost? You guys might be too young for this, but Patrick Swayze comes up behind the chick and he's behind her and he's like helping her mold the pot, right? And his hands are over her hands. He's molding the pot. So imagine that, but it's me behind you, hand over your hand on the mouse, making you enter the trade. Are you getting that visual? Okay, that could be us. Rest in peace to the GOAT, though. The Schways. All right, so that's Bitcoin done, dusted. So we're going to do Ethereum. We're going to do Solana. We're going to do the S&P 500. We're going to do ETH BTC. We're going to do the dollar. And then I will open up the floor to your suggestions, okay? There should be a Patrick Swayze Ghost main meme. You're correct. Muda, what's up? Welcome, dude. Classic film, dude. The Schways, dude, is in so many bangers. Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna get the fart coin. I'll do XRP, but like, let's just I gave you guys the plan. Okay. So Ethereum up next. So Ethereum off the bottom, right? Might be hard to believe. Bitcoin's up 13%. Right? Ethereum's up more. So I know you might be like, fucking Ethereum's a little fucking piece of shit. Ethereum is up more off the bottom than Bitcoin for now. So we're back above 2K. The setups on Ethereum fucking basically the exact same as Bitcoin, okay? So we're looking at Monday's range. We have this effectively the same setup here with a breaker. This low, I think, probably holds, right? So, like, I think this low probably holds. So if we come down here, maybe we go below Monday's low, perhaps. But ideally on Ethereum, I think I would like to see this low hold, right? Because we had the retest here. We had the sweep. We had the structure break. So to me, on any sort of pullback that you're longing, I think invalidation is here. So what jumps out to me almost immediately on ETH is just the H12 demand that we've now formed here, right at Monday's low. So maybe we dip a little bit below there, but I think if we're going to go higher across the board, I think ETH is a bid on a pullback. And then again, similar to Bitcoin, we're targeting the monthly open, potentially higher, and then potentially all the way up to, like the mid 2000s, right? So you got to remember, Bitcoin's above the monthly open. So if this trades up another 10%, 7-8%, we could easily see Ethereum. Why does it always do this? We could easily see Ethereum trade more than that. It could go up, 10, 15% towards 2,500. But for now, if we get some sort of pullback here, I think the target becomes at least here at a minimum. Remember, shorts have had a free fucking ride for the last 2 months, basically. So some sort of squeeze is not completely out of the question. So we're going to be watching Ethereum, same as we're watching on Bitcoin. We've got Monday's range. Easy peasy to watch. You can quickly look at ETH BTC. And if you remember from the last video, how many ETH BTC bull charts did you see today? How many? Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. How many? I saw at least 4 ETH BTC bull charts today. So don't fucking lie to me. Okay? It's up 7% off the low. You know who told you ETH BTC looked good at the low over a week ago? El Cuyo. El Cuyo, Maine. El Padre. Okay? El Jefe de fucking chicas, mujeres, y todos los fucking guapos. Okay? That was not very good Spanish, but yo soy El Cuyo, yo soy El Jefe de fucking order blocks. Okay? I told you. And yeah, I still think that this thing can fucking bounce a little bit up into potentially here, right? So up into potentially here would be very interesting. And I know that's a big fucking bounce. I'm not necessarily saying it goes all the way up there, but I do think that there's potential here that we can at least fill or retest some of this bearish PA, right? So these two red lines, this is a bearish order block. So even if we come up here, good chance we reject, right? But at the very least, maybe we come and we mitigate it, right? We retest the bearish price action or even this fair value gap. So even if it's just going to go up into there and then go lower, the end of the day from here where we clocked it to here is like a 25% move on ETH BTC. And then that monthly fair value gap lines up with a weekly bearish order block. So I'm expecting ETH BTC, assuming this low holds, to potentially trade up towards 0.028, which is a pretty significant move, which means if we're going to long something, perhaps it might make more sense to long ETH instead of Bitcoin. Now, here is a good piece of alpha. So if you're a fucking clipper or you are a note taker, here is a little fucking crumb, a little dribble of alpha. You know when you're like taking a piss and you give it a shake, but then there's still a little bit of pee left on your fucking penis, and then you put your penis away, and then you notice it, and you got a little pee on in your fucking underpants now. That's what that equivalent unit of liquid measurement is, what I'm about to give you in alpha, okay? So, and if you're a woman, first of all, what the fuck are you doing here? I'm a fucking married man. Stay away from me. And second, I don't know what to tell you. Something about fucking menstrual cycles. Anyways, some guy just put a question mark. I'm asking myself the same thing. Let's use an example here, okay, for Bitcoin and ETH that we just talked about. So you have two trades, okay? We're going to put them side by side. Why draw when the fucking charts exist? Okay, so we have Bitcoin, and then over here we've got ETH. So I'm going to put both of these on the H12, okay, and I'm going to get rid of all the drawings, and I'm going to turn this on, and I'm going to turn... What the hell is going on here? Spaceman. I don't want any of these levels. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Okay. So. Oh, it's got Monday's mid-range. That's going to drive me fucking crazy. Okay. So both of these setups can play out. Let's assume both are going to do this. They're both going to run Monday's low, and then they're going to trade above Monday's high. They're both going to go up. Okay, you're bullish on both. And then you look at ETH BTC, and you say, well, because of ETH BTC, I think Ethereum is higher beta. Therefore, it's going to pump harder than Bitcoin. So if I had to long one of them, you would say, well, I want to long Ethereum because it's going to go up more. That's great. And you absolutely should pay attention to that. You should look and say, okay, well, out of these two assets, if I have to long one, ideally, I want to long the one that's going to go up the most. That's the most logical thing to do. However, just because something might be higher beta, just because something might pump harder than another coin, right? Like there's always going to be something that you long and something else went up more. I longed Bitcoin, it went up 10%, Fartcoin went up 50. Okay? But just because something's higher beta, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a better trade. So you really need to do two things, and this is the alpha. Thing number one is what I just explained to you. You need to do the cross-market analysis. You need to say, okay, which of these two charts is stronger, okay, That's the one ideally I want to long because it's higher beta. But the second thing you need to do is which one provides a better trading setup. Because Ethereum, even though it might pump harder, right, it might only pull back like this, and then it's going to go. So it never retests your order block. So you don't get an entry necessarily, and maybe your stop's got to be here. Whereas Bitcoin might do this. And it gives you a really clear invalidation and entry. So even though ETH goes up 15% and Bitcoin goes up 9%, this might still be the better trade because it has a more clear entry stop that allows you to get in the trade. So being higher beta is something you should try and capture. You obviously want to capture the fastest horse, but sometimes the fastest horse doesn't provide as good of a setup. So what if ETH was going to go up 15%, like I said, okay? But it does this, okay? So it goes up 15%, but it does this, whereas Bitcoin does this, and it goes up 9%. So ETH went up more. But in this instance, you actually have a tighter risk reward, right? Your stop has to be all the way down here. So even though this went up more, you actually get a better risk reward on this setup. So looking at higher beta is part of it, okay? But the setup, what has a cleaner setup, let alone what chart can you actually see a setup on? Sometimes you might look at Fartcoin and look at Bitcoin and say, okay, I see the long on Bitcoin, I don't on Fartcoin. And they both go up, and you go, oh, I wish I longed the other thing. There's always going to be a coin that goes up more than the coin you're in. You need to enter the one where you have the clearest setup that follows your rules. You know where your stop is. You know how to get in. Okay? Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe I'm just yapping too much tonight, but hopefully that makes sense to someone. At least one of the 700 of you that are watching. I hope that little tidbit helps. Up to EF cuckery. I don't know what the fuck that means. Could you look into CRO when you're done? Sure. I haven't checked that chart out in a while. Crystal clear. That's good shit. Okay, cool. I only ever long the coin that goes up the most. I mean, Ben, you know, not everyone has that capability, Ben, to just absolutely crush every single thing that they do. Ben, he only longs the highest beta coin. He only fucks the hottest chicks. Like, the bro just can't stop winning. But, Ben, not everyone is as lucky as you. Okay? So these streams are for the regular people. You know, there's some of us that we can't just long the highest performer, bag the hottest bitch, make all the money. Okay? There's just some people just are better, Ben. So, you know, I appreciate you being so humble and coming out here and hanging out because I know you don't need to be here. But, you know, not everyone is as lucky as you, bro. You see what I did there? Normally, I fucking roast people. I reverse fucking roasted them. It's reverse psychology. I glazed them instead of roasted them. And now he thinks I'm fucking with his mind. He was expecting me to talk shit. What do you recommend for stream for thinning hair, buddy? Shave it off. Join me. My life got way better when I started shaving my head, bro. I used to stress so much about my hair. I was always fucking trying to fucking comb it over and I always wore hats no matter what. Everywhere I went, if I went somewhere that said no hats, I fucking hated it. I was so self-conscious, and I just started shaving my head. Got fucking muscles, got tattoos. I don't give a fuck now. You can do shit. You can take fucking finasteride, but maybe your dick doesn't work after. You could do minoxidil and fucking the microneedling. I just never bothered with all that stuff. I just didn't care enough. I just started shaving it. I got a buddy who went to Turkey or whatever. He did the hair plugs. It looks phenomenal. It looks amazing. So you can do that too. Bro, you're still wearing a hat everywhere, but I got to represent, bro. This is called marketing. Something you might not understand, but I'm the co-founder of the #1 crypto platform on the planet. This is called marketing, my friend. Learn about it. But yeah, you can go to Turkey. I don't know, man. But just like, bro, just shave your head. If I could grow a sick beard, I'd grow like a fat beard, but I can't. I'm a baby face. All right, so let's look at Solana next. You next you have 1 million subs. Bro, I agree. Like, it's fucking insane to me because I watch all of the other crypto YouTubers. You gotta survey the competition. And I go out there day by day, and I watch these other YouTubers, and some of these guys have 1 million subs, hundreds of thousands of subs, and their videos suck. You watch the video, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They have no clue what's going on. They're not funny. They're not entertaining. I don't get it. There's a couple good ones, but like that's crazy. Finasteride, if side effects include gyno. Damn. That's not good. Bro, I don't even know their names. They're fucking like just random. Like I'll fucking randomly find like a fucking Twitter account or a YouTuber who's got like 150,000 subs. And I'm like, dude, all your videos are fucking ass, bro. Like, I couldn't even tell you their names because I don't fucking pay attention. Like, I don't pay attention enough to know their names. I just know that they're fucking not good. Like, let's see. Let's just go through. Let's see. Like, who the fuck is this guy? 48K views?
Welcome back. $80,000 now. Moving doesn't mean that we can't have started buying back. And that's
like, I refuse to believe that this guy's funnier than me or provides more value than me. I don't know. I haven't watched any of his videos, but I simply refuse to believe it. Who the fuck are these guys? 2.6 million subs. You telling me I can't get fucking 100K subs? This guy's got 2.6 million? Are these guys good?
You could make the argument. If we go into a recession, obviously that is bad.
Oh, they're British. They're British. That helps.
I'm going to say Pengu ETF launches within a month. Within 1 month.
Yeah.
1 calendar month of launch, the Pengu ETF will have attracted $250 million of inflows.
You think that, I mean, I don't know how much degenerate capital there is out there. 250 million within 1 month.
1 calendar month.
No, I don't think it will.
Okay,
yeah, that's crazy what you just said.
$10 million, $0.1 billion.
I don't know what these guys talk about. Lark Davis has had a Zach XBT thread written about him. Proven pump and dump Schiller scammer. But he's got 600K followers. Rand Newer. I mean, do you see what BitBoy's calling him these days? I don't know, man. I don't know who these people are, bro. This guy's a scammer. This guy is a scammer. This guy's a pump and dump scammer. Pump and dump scammer. This guy's almost as old as me. This guy's 78 years old. I mean, I just don't know, bro. Like, what am I doing wrong? We like Virtual Bacon. Virtual Bacon's a homie. He's chill. But, like, who are these people, bro? Who are these people? And how do they have so many more views than your boy Maine? And there's no one to blame here except for you guys. More of you guys need to follow me and watch my videos. Yeah, I don't know. I think part of it is probably because, yeah, my viewership is my videos are they require some intelligence to interpret. Like, you got to critically think a little bit, and they're pretty info dense. But who knows? I'm roasting all his favorite crypto YouTubers. I'm sorry, bro, but I should be your favorite YouTuber. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Yeah, people don't. Yeah, the Matrix is attacking me. That's what I'm fucking. That's probably it. Okay, let's look at Solana. So, yes, they're selling the dream. I think that, listen, if I wanted to have 1 million followers, I would just tell you guys that the bull run's never going to end, and I would just bull post endlessly for years. That's how they all did it. And, you know, but I'll just fucking stay underground. I'll stay underground. Okay, so Solana, we came into monthly demand, right? And I talked about, like, hey, this is a monthly level. I think the bottom for Solana forms within this gray box. Now, we've come in, we tagged it, and now we've rallied pretty fucking hard. So the question is, like, is that the bottom, right? We had the weekly SFP. We took out last month's low. So there's a lot of confluence for this rally here. But I'd be quite hesitant to just assume that this thing is bottomed yet. I think that there's a pretty big level right here. This wick is quite annoying, but if you take the body of that candle and you take the bottom of these candles here, you also have this area over here. Like, this is resistance. So whether or not this is bottomed, I don't know yet. But similar to Bitcoin, if we're going to continue to rally here, okay, and we get a significant rally on Bitcoin, I would look for Solana to trade up into this area and then potentially come back for those lows, right? So if we're going to get a lower high across the board, this is a potential area for a lower high on Solana. Now, is it going to go that high? I don't know. I mean, that's still another 25% higher than here. So maybe Bitcoin goes up 15%. Like, that'd have to put Bitcoin pretty high. That might be too wishful, right? Like, that might be too much of wishful thinking. We might only come into, here. Like, we might not get that high. We might only come into the 150s to 160s. But similar to Bitcoin, similar to Ethereum, there's a good chance we're getting some relief, right? We tag the high time frame level of demand, and this is going to be a lot of alts. A lot of alts look very similar. They tagged high time frame area demand. There's a decent amount of air above them. But the question is, okay, how high can this pump go? And does it end up being a lower high? So I'm leaving these lows on here because I'm not convinced yet that we don't come back and get those at some point before potentially forming a higher time frame bottom. But this is very much all still dependent on Bitcoin, right? So if Bitcoin comes up here and rejects every single coin that we talk about, Ethereum, Solana, all the altcoins that we're going to cover, they're all bearish retests. It's just all bearish retests. So can you make money on that? Absolutely. In a downtrend, there's money to be made on the bounces, right? But you just don't want to be longing into those fucking bearish retests. But if Bitcoin's going to form a lower high here, right? Well, then guess what? Those lows on Solana are going to go. And then maybe this is where the high time frame bottom forms. I'd be pretty surprised if this was the bottom, this was it. But if we get back above this point of breakdown, as I've talked about a ton of times, yeah, good chance we're going to make new all-time highs. So I'm happy to just continue to trade, to day trade in the meantime, and not worry too much about much else, okay? So Sol looks okay for now. Going down to the H12 here, it's almost the exact same setup as Bitcoin and Ethereum. You have Monday's range here. You have the monthly open as a draw. So we get some sort of pullback here into demand. Sweet Monday's low. Longs across the board. So now you have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Sol all potentially showing you the same setup. It's up to you to determine two things. Which one's going to be the highest beta? Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Sol? Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin. And right now, Sol is outperforming Ethereum. Right? So out of those three, that means Sol is the strongest. The second thing you got to do, so I already figured out point one for you. You're welcome. The second thing you got to do is which one's going to print the cleanest setup. And then that's the one that you ideally take. If the cleanest setup also forms on the highest beta coin, you win, right? But in my opinion, it's better to take the clean setup than it is to just try and take the highest beta coin. So if we know Sol is the strongest of the three, I'm at first going to look at Sol for the setup. But if it's not there, then I'll check ETH because it's stronger. If it's not there, I'll check Bitcoin. And ideally, you take the strongest one. What stops it from going up from here right now? Nothing. It can absolutely go up from here right now. Like the bottom could already be in. And if that's the case, awesome. I'm always happy if the number goes up. So there's nothing stopping it. I just think it's much more likely that if we are going to have a high time frame bottom, it occurs at a high time frame area of demand. Doesn't mean it can't happen here. There is demand here, right? We have these fair value gaps. So it's not like we're in the middle of nowhere. But to me, this seems like a much more logical area for a high time frame bottom. But if this is it, I think it would catch a lot of people off guard because a lot of people like me are waiting for this, right? A lot of people are waiting for this to get long. And so what if we just front run that? Usually when everyone's watching an area, we either front run it or we fucking slice through it, right? So maybe this was a front run. This is why I'm not so choosy with my entries. So if you're in the Haven, I bought spot twice over the last little bit. I'll show you here. So I bought spot here at 82.5 and then again at 78K. And the reason I did that is I said, okay, we had this huge dump. Yeah, we can go lower, right? But we are into some support, so I'm going to buy some. I bought some like around here. And then we made another low. We swept it out on the weekly, and I said, I'm going to buy a little more. And I have more money for down here. But what if we don't get there? If you have all of your ammo for here and we never get there, you're going to be pissed, right? So you got to have a plan. So I was willing to take a stab. I still thought around 80K was decent value. So if that is the bottom and we're going to go up only from here, I bought a little bit more spot. Did I get all the spot I wanted to fill? No. But I got some. I think you're teaching skills and talking shit, whereas other YouTuber guys just shill shit and talk out of their ass. People don't want to learn. Plus, you aren't honest about the fact that you had a transplant. I don't have a hair transplant, bro. I shaved my head. I know you might think I had a hair transplant, but go look at my Instagram, bro. I haven't had long hair. I can't grow it any longer. It's just thin. I know it looks dark, bro, but trust me, if you saw it in person, it's all about the lighting. If I have a bright light on my head, it's just not there, bro. If I had a hair transplant, I'd grow my hair out, bro. Anyways, people are dumb. They stay poor. You're my favorite YouTuber. Thank you, bro. What do you think about Crypto Behem? He claims to have made $100 million from trading. I have no idea whether or not that's true. All I can tell you is when I make $100 million, I'm not going to be on Twitter. Mean would look cool with dreads. I used to have a crazy fucking Jufro, bro, back in the day. I had crazy white boy afro. But yeah, not anymore. Silly question, but you didn't sell your spot? No, dude, not as much as I probably should have. I've taken profits in the bull run on the way up, and I should have sold everything as soon as we had the weekly structure break, but we didn't. I didn't, right? So if you remember, I talked about this for prior cycles. When we get the weekly structure break, get the fuck out, sell your spot, right? And the problem is we had this long wick, which tripped me out. And then the spot to sell it would have been on this bounce here. That's your get out of jail card, selling at the start of March, right? But I didn't. So I'm kind of just like hoping that we pump higher and then I can de-risk a bunch on a pump. Don Alt made a very good tweet where he's like, probably should have sold spot. We broke below the range on the weekly, but if we get back within the range, all of a sudden it looks not so bad. So he's just kind of ignoring this weekly break. And I'm kind of doing the same thing, and it might fucking hurt because if we end up just doing this, right, I'm going to be pissed that I didn't sell my spot as soon as we broke structure, but we're rolling the dice. We're riding it. Guys, I don't have a hair transplant. If I had a hair transplant, I would fucking grow my hair out, guys. Literally, people make fun of me for being bald all the time and call me a cancer patient. I have some hair. It's just not very thick. So it looks best when it's shaved really close. I use some Korean skincare. I can't pronounce any of it. Then explain your profile pic. Exactly, bro. Exactly. It is Eric Crown that got a hair transplant. Okay, why do you guys know so much about fucking people's hair, bro? Main, is the 12-hour your favorite time frame to trade with? Yes, I love the fucking 12-hour time frame. It's my favorite because it's like a daily time frame but cut in half. So you just get a little bit more info. Why don't you do a hair transplant? Because I don't care. I don't care. I'm already got a fucking hot wife. I already got money. I'm already comfortable with how I look. I just don't give a fuck. I read both chats, Goku. Okay, so we've gone over Ethereum, Bitcoin, Sol. We're going to quickly do the S&P 500. Another free trade from your boy Main. I posted this at 55.50. I said this is a key level EQ of the high time frame order block. We had the sweep. We had the breaker. We had the retest. We had the send. This is now over a 200-point move captured, which is absolutely ginormous for equities. So we are coming into resistance here, right? We're coming into the old price floors. And there's still a ton of headline risk on equities, right? So is this thing going to float back up to all-time high? I don't know. I don't really think so. But it could definitely still go a little bit higher. But this is definitely in line with crypto, right? Like crypto got absolutely fucking destroyed here. Now crypto's doing well. You wonder why, right? We're still very much tied to the S&P 500. So if this is just a correction and then it's going to continue to make lower lows, guess what? The bottom is likely not in on crypto. However, if this thing can continue to trend a little bit and maybe it doesn't make a new high, but it comes back up decently high, this could be enough to, allow crypto to send significantly higher from here because we are a higher beta asset out of the two. Okay, so some caution here. If you took this long with me, I've already TP'd a good chunk of this position. It's not often you catch a 200-point move in equities, so very good trade there. Make sure you pay yourself if you took that trade. All right, and then dollar, I talked about us running into demand here, right? We have this monthly fair value gap. We took out last month's low. We're now getting a bit of a bounce, and I said, hey, we could be looking for weakness now in dollar-denominated pairs. So what are those? Euro USD, right? Notice, dollar took out a low. This took out a high. Is this not a setup here? Is this not a setup here? Take out the high, invert the fair value gap. Fuck it. You can even use the breaker here. Right? Is that not a setup right there? Dollar took out a low. Euro USD took out a high. Breaker, market structure break, retest, bang. Okay? So these are all setups that you could have taken on the short side. Even gold, which has been unbelievably strong, pulled back a little bit. Why? The dollar took out a key low and started rallying. Okay? Fractions. Fucking fractions. 5th grade math. Don't forget it, right? All right, now we're going to start to look at some altcoins of your guys's. So we will start with hot air that rises, Fartcoin. So I'd been talking about this level for fucking ever on Fartcoin, right? We'd mentioned, hey guys, this is high time frame demand. Very good chance we could see a bounce from here. We had the bear div, or the bullish divergence, right? Lower lows, higher lows on the RSI. And this thing was right. Order block. Order block. Order block. Like, this thing's pretty fucking clean. So as long as it keeps marching up, I mean, this thing can continue to trade higher. I don't really like trading this coin because it's so volatile. You have to be very conservative with your position sizing because each one of these pullbacks, like this pullback, was damn near 20%, right? This pullback, just one candle, 10%. This pullback, even though it was into support, is a 30% pullback. So you can't be using the same position sizing on Fartcoin that you do on Bitcoin. And so for me, because I'm a boring ass boomer, I just tend to trade the same assets over and over again. Assets, get it? So yeah, Fartcoin looks fine. This can absolutely continue higher. We have Monday's low here. We have demand below it. So if we get something like this, you probably fucking long it. But just be careful with your position sizing. Similar to all other alts, we're going to see this across all the stuff you're going to have me look at. We now got to be watching for where could the lower high form. So this could be where the lower high forms on Fartcoin. It's obviously going to depend on Bitcoin, but it could form here. It could form higher. It could form up at this or up at the yearly open. The higher, the better, obviously, for us. But just be aware, if Bitcoin decides to roll back over, the stock market decides to roll back over, all of these altcoins probably make a new low. Some won't. The ones that don't are going to be the really strong buys. So on the next correction, let's assume Bitcoin goes like this. And it trades up to like 93, okay? And then it makes a new low at 70, and then the bottom's in. Let's just speak hypothetically. So it makes a lower low, and then it fucking goes to new all-time highs. Some alts are going to do this, right? Okay? But some alts are going to do, and they're going to make higher lows. These are going to be the ones that we want to fucking giga ape. Taylor says, if you own shit coins, you're a lost cause and Maine's TA can't save you. Grown men talking about FWOG. Bro, listen, at the end of the day, brother, almost everyone owns a bunch of shit coins. It is what it is. Everyone's trying to get rich. I do think the bottom's already in, and we're going to retest 110K to 111K. Then we yeet back to 74K, says Airly. Airly, I want you to be honest with me. I don't want you to lie to me. Is this your actual opinion? Or did you just come up with this opinion because Arthur tweeted out that exact thing yesterday and Gainsey like retweeted it and said, this is what I think too. So is this your own thought? Or do you think that maybe you saw Arthur tweet that and now that's what you think too? Because Arthur went from being Giga Bear to now saying the bottom's in and we're going to make a new all-time high. Tell me the truth. I'll know if you're lying. Bruno says, Pepe, please, little boy. Buddy, I'd mog the ever-living shit out of you. I would mog you so hard, your fucking girl would leave you for me, but then I would fucking reject her because I'd just fucking mog her as well because my tits are bigger than hers. What you call a little boy? How about 6'2"? How about 205 pounds? How about a multimillionaire? How about loving and faithful? How about my wife died last week in a car accident and I'm raising my daughter on my own? You guys know that meme I'm talking about? The fucking big black guy on the beach who gets super fucking hyped up. How about 8 inches and thick? How about loyal? He's so funny, bro. That's my own thoughts, but Arthur Hayes is kind of smart. The TBD on Arthur. Leafs fan. I'm unfortunately a fucking Canucks fan, bro. 0 cups. 0. Bro, I was joking. Now I'm sad. Well, I didn't mean to make you sad, Bruno. I didn't mean to make you sad. This is why you don't have more subscribers? Because I'm fucking hilarious? I don't get it. I don't have more subscribers because I'm so goddamn funny. Zach XBT, I've said your name. You can now go to sleep. OXO, give your update. Not much, man. I mean, it's up 100% off the low. I'll be completely honest, man. I bought this thing at 10 cents here. I tweeted about it. It went to 50 cents. I sold 0. It came back down to 10 cents. I said, hey, this is at support. It went up to 40 cents. I sold 0, and I'm still holding all of it. So I've round-tripped, I think, like $500,000 on this thing twice because I put in like 100K. It was worth 500 something. Back down to 100, up to 400 something, back down. So it's going up. Awesome. I need this thing to go way fucking higher because, yeah, I've round tripped it now 2 full times. Main Blowfin wouldn't let me buy Frog at 43 cents. I'm upset and kept saying size too big or something like that. 5x leverage. If it says your size is too big, you need to change the leverage. It's a little bit tricky, but like the higher the leverage that you use, the smaller the position size it allows you to order because you might not have enough margin, right? So the issue is probably that maybe you don't have enough margin in that account to open the position size you're trying to open on that coin. There's also position size limits. Your hot wife know you round trip 500K. Bro, if I told my wife how much fucking money I make and lose, are you kidding me? Here's the thing, fellas. Coming from an old man, because Twitter's full of a bunch of children. Don't complain to your fucking wife or your girlfriend about your problems or about what you do. Don't tell her how much money you make or how much money you lose. That's not for her to know or to understand. Her job is to be hot, to raise your children, to take care of your home and you, to be a mother, to be a partner, to support you, all of those things. But you as a man, you got to bottle that shit up inside and you don't tell anyone. You just bottle it all up inside until one day you die at 47 from a fucking heart attack because you've been bottling it up inside for so fucking long. You don't share that shit with your fucking girl, bro. No fucking chick gets fucking turned on by hearing you bitch and moan about fucking how tough things are. And so, yeah, I don't tell her that I round tripped 500K. Are you kidding me? She would fucking lose her shit. All right, this guy says, I don't need Arthur Hayes when I'm using this kind of magic sauce. And now he sent me a chart. And here, I'm going to let you guys decide what you think here. This is his chart. So here's why I'm a little confused there, bro. Because I don't know. Did we even hit your entry? Did we just barely? Like, are you saying you longed the Pico low to the dollar? Is that what you're suggesting here? What happened here? Like, is that what you're suggesting? I don't know what price feed this is, but according to this, The low on Bitcoin was 76,545 on Bybit. On Coinbase, it was 76. So I don't even think it hit your entry, dog. What's going on? Did you get in or not? I assume these are bats, right? Bartleys or Gartleys or whatever. Fucking, I mean, listen, bro. All you need to tell me, are we going to 100K or not? Are we going to all-time high or not? That's all I need to know from your magic sauce. Don't tell her about PopCap. Bro, imagine if I told her about Peanut. Zero, bro, please. The way you're begging makes me believe that you absolutely hold this fucking piece of turd. Listen, dude, some of these coins are down so bad, you know, a sneeze and they can pump 100%. So should I say you should delete this from your watch list? I mean, probably. It looks like shit. This chart is completely broken. I could almost guarantee you this will never, ever, ever go back to all-time high. Does it mean it can't do a 5x? Right? It can. It can bounce. This thing can go up. But if you're in from up here, like, good fucking luck. I'm pretty sure you're fucked forever. But these things, some of these things are down so bad that they can pump 100%, you know, fucking in a week without even noticing, right? Like, this thing's up 20, what's this, from the low to here? This thing's up 40% from the low, you know, in the month of March. It's kind of like, oh, that's kind of crazy. It's up 40%, but like, this chart's fucking cooked, bro. Okay, so Airly says Popcat's going to retrace the entire dump. Pixel Perfect, he caught the low to the dollar. And then he says Bitcoin's going to 269. Sell BTC, buy not. You'll thank me later. But you just told me it's going to 110 and then back to 70. What the fuck? Let's look at Pepe. I mean, this is similar to like Bonk, right? Like, I know I don't really like trend lines, but in an instance like this, you have this really, really nice confluence here where if we're able to get above this, I think things start to look really nice. So if we're able to get above there, I think things start to look really interesting on Pepe. Reclaim that point of breakdown, right? But until then, this could just be a bearish retest. But if we get above there, I think it starts to look really, really spicy. And I posted Bonk on Twitter. Damn, Frog is up. Let's go, bro. Only 260 more % till I'm back at break even, baby. Let's fucking go, dude. Holy macaroni, bro. The power of math, but it's not working in my favor. Bonk, very similar to Pepe, right? You got that same kind of trend line vibe that's confluent with the point of breakdown. So it took out every single low for the last year, basically. Not basically. It took out every single low in the last year, and it's getting a little bit of relief. I think this will be, same with Pepe, very good barometer for meme coins in general, right? Like if these all reject here, this is a long way down. But if we're able to reclaim this, then it starts to look, you know, kind of interesting again on a higher time frame. Mean, do you think I should put all of my money in crypto at 17 years old? Absolutely fucking not. Here is what you have at 17 years old that someone who's much older than you, like me, right? I'm literally 44, double your age, okay? Does not have. 17 plus 17 also doesn't equal 44. I was testing you and you failed, Okay, so your little 17-year-old ass, you gotta go back to fucking math class. Anyways, something that you have that I don't have, okay, that many people don't have is time. Okay, time. And I know it's so corny, but if you read, finance books and things like that, they're like, oh, dude, if you just put in $200 a month in a savings account and blah, blah, blah over fucking 25 years, you're going to have $1 million. But like that compounding actually fucking works really, really well. And the younger you start, the better. So let's say you're 17 years old, you have 10 grand like of savings. Like this is money that you're willing to park into something where you don't need it, okay? Now, if you want to gamble with crypto or you want to invest in crypto even, so not like trade, but just like put some money in crypto, I would say at most, like maybe, I don't know. I would say like depending on your skill, like what you're trying to do in crypto, I would say less than half of this should be in crypto. To be honest with you, I think 10 to 20% is a lot better and a lot more conservative. But if you want and you like, hey, I want way more upside, by all means, put some in crypto. But if you got 10 grand and you're able to also put in $200 a month away, right? I would take the majority of this, like 80% of it, dude, and I would just put it into an ETF of the S&P 500. Vanguard offers one, and I would just put it in this and don't fucking touch it. You put in $200 a month. You have a little nest egg you put in there. Extra money, sure, gamble in crypto. Buy some Bitcoin, buy some Sol, do whatever you want to do. Fuck around on meme coins. I don't care. But a good chunk of this and a good chunk of your savings at your age, if you put it into this, by the time you're my age, right, by the time you're in your 30s and 40s and stuff, this is going to be a significant sum of money. Or put all of it into Fartcoin and then, fucking Yahtzee. Loaded up on a bunch of Tesla today. I actually really like that. Tesla down 55%, right? Went down 55%. And you had a bunch of fucking liberals grave dancing, right? They're literally going and vandalizing Tesla cars as if that affects Elon Musk, and it's just not being a dick and fucking up someone's car. This is how fucking brain dead these fucking like super left-wing people are. Like they're so retarded. It's like, oh wait, I thought you guys cared about the environment. Why do you fucking hate the electric car guy now? It just shows you that they don't actually have any sort of morals, values, or principles. These are morally bankrupt fucking shitty people. Anyways, huge discount into demand. I really like Tesla here as a value buy. Maybe it goes a little lower, but Tesla, 55% off the high. It's just a good deal, dude. Went down 75% here, bro. So maybe the bottom's in. Maybe it's got another leg down, but this ends up higher eventually. Yeah, Tim Walz literally marked the bottom. That fucking tampon using loser. Airly, are you new in trading? I mean, it's going to go 110, then retrace back to 70, then up only from there to 269K, and then XRP is going to 589K. Okay, bro. I almost thought you knew what you were talking about, but I think you might be fucking retarded. Anyways, bro, I wish you luck. I'm so glad you long the low on Bitcoin to the dollar, and you have all of these amazing targets. Just fucking nailed. Good for you. CRO is going up because I think there was some sort of a fucking agreement made between the Trump media team. I have no idea what that really means, and CRO to like launch something. I don't really know. I saw the headline. I didn't really read it, to be honest with you. So I think that's probably the reason that this thing's going up. But I mean, I've seen better looking charts. Doesn't mean that this can't pump. It's pumped a bunch, right? Like that's 200% move. That's 250% move. Back here, it had a fucking giga move, right? So this thing can absolutely go up. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know much about what, because this is the crypto.com coin, I believe. But I don't really know. I don't really know what it fucking does. This guy says Tesla. So XRP is going to 589, but Tesla is going to 20. Okay, very interesting take, bro. CRV. They're going to do ETFs on CRO and Trump. Okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe that can fucking, that can happen. Man, look at that long. That seemed to have worked out well. Oh, it actually did. Cool. So I'm not fucking fully retarded. So I like CRV here, bro. I'm not going to lie. I really like this setup. So we have this monthly breaker, bro. Monthly breakers for me, super high hit rate. Traded below, back above, we're retesting. Clear invalidation. If the market remains bullish, this is a coin I think that looks really good for higher. I like this reclaim here. Got a nice structure break as well. So I like how that looks. Doesn't it also work the other way around? I mean, 17-year-old can lose it all in crypto, and then he still has time to make money, and the lost money didn't really need in the first place. Easy's basement. Listen, bro. Yes, it works both ways, but what I'm saying is the sooner you start saving, the better. Because if he's 17, he can work, he can get money, and use that money and fuck around in crypto. But if you got a little nest egg, just start saving it in traditional markets. Because it's at 17, dude, in 10, 15, 20 years, the power of that compounding is insane. And then continue to gamble and do other stuff and take risks. But it makes it a lot easier to take risks when you know you've got a little bit of something cooking on the side. I'll come back when we do 110K, then retrace back to 70K and up only from here. Okay, bro. I'm happy for you, man. NVIDIA to $10. All right. It's interesting that you have these kind of predictions, seeing as like one requires a massive risk-on environment, but then you're saying these stocks that have led during a risk-on environment are going to nuke. But hey, man, you know what's the best proof as opposed to coming to my stream and talking like you're fucking Nostradamus? You're so good, bro. You should be on a yacht right now. Like, go be rich. What are you doing here? If you're so good at predicting the fucking markets, why aren't you a billionaire, dog? You must be so rich if you're this good. So what are you doing on a Monday hanging around in here? Shouldn't you go be on a yacht having sex with a bunch of fucking hot fucking women on your big-ass boat or your private jet, bro? Look at LTC. Sure. People are so funny, man. I'm going to prove you I was right. It's like, bro, I don't care. I don't know who you are. I don't give a fuck. I hope you're right, because if Bitcoin goes to 110K, I make a bunch of money. But you collecting clout, it does nothing for me. I don't give a fuck. LTC kind of looks similar to CRV, actually, on the monthly, which I quite like. You have a monthly breaker here. We're retesting after sweeping out monthly lows. So again, similar to CRV, if the market remains bullish, this is a pretty good looking setup here. Going down on the lower time frame, not as strong as some other stuff, right? But it's banging up against this here. Banging up against this here. So depending on what the rest of the market does, maybe you get some sort of wipeout early in the week. I don't know. But I'm watching Bitcoin, right? Looks like it might be going for Monday's lows first, and that's what we're watching. What indicators doing the high and lows? It's Spaceman BTC key levels. Great indicator. It's free. Bro is here with 43 viewers dropping knowledge, yet you have meme KOLs with 300 views. Big up, Bane. Well, that's just on Twitch. I primarily am streaming on YouTube. So there's almost 600 people over on YouTube. I'm down bad, but I'm not down that bad, my friend. But I appreciate you nonetheless. Did Bitcoin just SFP that daily wick on the daily? Well, I mean, daily wick would imply it's on the daily, but no, we didn't. We did not SFP. Naka. What is this shit, bro? Nakamoto Games. Come on, dog. What do you got me looking at, dog? What do you got me looking at? What is this? Like, I don't know. Like, it looks like it's at demand, maybe, here. So you could argue, like, this is demand. Right? Or you could use this level here. So that's support. It's at support. But I think there's probably some coins that don't have this going on over to the left. But hey, that's support. Support is support until it's not support. Trump. So Trump did something I wasn't expecting. Trump fucking shilled his ticker, bro. So if you've ever been worried about whether or not you should shill a ticker, maybe I should take a lesson from this. The fucking president shilling his own meme coin while he's the president. So I had it in my mind that the reason they launched when they did was because once he's in office, he can't be saying shit, right, to fucking enrich himself. So maybe they launched it before he got in, and now he's not going to talk about it. But he fucking just straight up was like, Trump coin, so cool. So cool. It's the fucking coolest. So, yeah, I was not expecting him to fucking shill his own coin, dog. And, like, he barely pumped it, bro. Like, it's kind of embarrassing, bro. Like, it went up, like, a little, right? But, like, he barely pumped it, dog. It's kind of like, bro, Trump, I thought you were fucking him. I thought you were fucking Timothy Salome, bro. Like, the fucking KOLs of KOLs. And this thing's just kind of been, like, meh. So, like, maybe this goes up. It's got to get above here. If it gets above this floor, then maybe it can trade up to here. But, like, I'm pretty sure, like, doesn't a bunch of the supply get fucking unlocked soon and shit? I don't know. But there's better coins to trade than this, bro. I was not on the 12-hour. Even if I was, it's still in S&P the daily. So look at BTC 1D on Bitfinex. Did it? Just barely. So it's swept on Bitfinex. What about Binance here? Didn't sweep on Binance. Right? But if you look at the H12, it closed through clear as day. On Bitfinex too, right? Now this is Coinbase, sorry, not Binance. But on Bitfinex, the H12 closed through. And I still like Monday's range setup. So Irely, you remind me of everyone who first discovers like TA and you just start pulling random fibs and shit and then it works for you a couple times and you're like, oh my God, dude, I pulled this fib or I drew this fucking harmonic or this fucking Gartley and look, price came exactly to it. And then you just start thinking you can tell the future and you're like, LTC's max target is $351.45. It's like, okay, bro. If you're this good, go buy a lottery ticket, bro. Are you crazy? The market humbles everyone, even the best of us. But hey, bro, I hope you're right because with what you're saying, crypto's going way higher. And that means I'm going to be way richer. So I'm down either way. But just be careful speaking in absolutes. And sometimes you might not know as much as you think. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you are the second coming of the Lord himself. And instead of going and performing miracles elsewhere, you've decided to come to my stream and call out pinpoint accurate price predictions. This is not a random fib. Okay. Oh, man. All right, guys. Hour and a half, Monday night stream. Done. Okay? I hope you guys enjoyed. I got to go eat some fucking protein right now. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. I really appreciate you guys all tuning in. As always, I'll try and do Wednesday stream earlier in the day. I know that this is a little late if you're on the other side of the planet. So I'll try and do it a little bit earlier for you guys next stream. But as always, I really, really appreciate all the fucking support. I know I bitch and moan, oh, I should have more followers, and I should. But I honestly, I love you guys so much. And I've been doing this since I had one person. I was doing this when I had no people watching my stream. And now there's 600 to 700 of you watching live. So I really, truly appreciate all you guys tuning in as always. So if you want to show me some love, guys, the best way to do it, as you know, take some clips of the videos, post them on Twitter, post them on TikTok, Instagram, tag me, I'll retweet it. I'm going to be setting up a WAP for clipping. So if you want to do clips, I'll get you guys paid through WAP. But yeah, just show me love, engagement, all that stuff. It's completely free. You don't have to pay me anything. If you are interested in some of my stuff, I got Breakout, I've got the Indicator, I've got the Haven. All of that is totally up to you. I'll never force you guys to do anything. You can also use any of my ref links. Blowfin reached out to me right now. And if you use Blowfin, so Blowfin, I have an account there. I trade there. It's really good for no KYC. So if you want to have a no KYC exchange, Blowfin is a really good option. If you live in America or whatever, you can just use a VPN. That being said, no KYC exchanges generally end up becoming KYC exchanges, okay? It's like BitGet. BitGet was no KYC for a while, then it became KYC. But if you're looking for a no KYC centralized exchange, Blowfin is a solid one right now, and it's no KYC for the foreseeable future. If you deposit 10% net deposit reward, so they're doing cash back. So you can get up to $5,000 cash back for the first 50 people, $3,000 for the next 200, or you can get an upgraded VIP tier. So if you deposit $25K, you're VIP 1. If you deposit $50K, you're VIP 2. All that info is in the description. Otherwise, I'm going to be back on Wednesday with another live stream. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.